Yeah, what do you have? I remember we were doing this check as well. It's like, so what do you have from Chen? And the funniest one we want to see is actually the mud columns.
But sadly, he has none. He had 3 centaurs last time I saw Chen.
Yeah, and they all don't synergize. They're not targeted. Well, Centaur's able to afford up the hood. SK will get drums as well. So we start seeing these sustainable and team fight item for the SK arrive.
He has hood queued up, but I think an initiation item. They're gonna need that blink dagger on a Sanking because there's no way of them starting a fight. One way is the counter react, and the other one is try to take a tower by force. You drop a tombstone, you drop a Shadow Shaman Waltz, and you try to force a fight.
I can get like the hood to try and battle against the Radiance of the Lone Droid Bay, you know, is coming, and most of the initiation we've seen from teams has come on the back of like this long range Shadow Shaman once he has the Ether Lens up and running. So I'm not saying it's not a bad thing. Blink Dagger at SK is great.
It depends how this game is gonna develop.
Yeah, like how long does
see
this
much
go?
action. It's only 13 minutes in.
Yep. This is a league game now. For anyone who was tuning in yesterday for that joke, that's part 2.
Man, I remember when I tried that game. I gave it a second shot a couple of years after and played the tutorial, installed it, never touched it again.
Quality. You played more hours of Artifact.
Yep.
That's actually
it's also a forbidden word.
It would not surprise me if you put more hours into that than you have most other games apart from Dota. Desolator's up for TA 14 minutes into the game, so starting to reach that nice damage peak.
I had 7 minutes of Counter-Strike played.
Huge, massive, unbelievable. Multi-game caster is Lacoste. Mid tower's being ripped apart by that bear. Dahak's taking care of it. The PvD's just watching. There's nothing more he can do. In fact, oh yeah, there is. He can also die.
Well, that's what Undying is good for.
No, Undying means not to die. That's
FNG?
It's kind of in the name. FNG missing the first stun. 33 will get his bonus strike off. Support's coming over. He'll end up dusting quickly. With the extra slow, FNG can't get away. In fact, the Sideblade lineup for Fada is perfect.
Very nice usage of Sideblades there by Fada. FNG needs to stop going into that direction. This is the second time he died there. That's actually half of their kills.
But he's trying to get the information. They're trying to see the TA attack, so I understand the reason why he's moving in. But it's definitely... The timing seems a bit off. Maybe he needs some distraction. Like, hey, can you cause a distraction so I can slip through the door? Kind of moment. An explosion on bottom lane. Pressure on bottom lane.
Seems like both cores will hit the Radiant timing pretty much at the same time.
Well, from either side too, because we're not seeing like the damage build coming in from the Ember.
But the Centaur will have a Blink Dagger way sooner than a Sanking. You can see Sanking, he's still saving his goal to see what's gonna happen in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, he's got Blink in the quick buy, so I suppose if he can save enough money to reach it, sure, get the Blink. Gambit are coming to bottom lane. This is a great way to do a warding mission. They want to drop a fresh sentry on that hillside. PPD, he's gonna break the smoke around the corner, and that's saved them from the initiation. And FNG pinged the position perfectly. It's like, does anyone have that sentry ward?
I don't think it's worth it for him to try to defend this tier 2 tower on bottom because it's
into 33.
Yeah, high risk, no reward gain. One sneaky play that the NIP can go for, since TA already has Deso, drop the Shadow Shaman wards and try to take it. Dire is using scan because a lot of the heroes are missing on the map.
Yeah, they thought maybe Roshan, but not the case. Gambit, because it took them so long to get rid of that Observe ward, which was confirmed. They did get rid of it at least. They bought time, so double Blink Daggers, one for TA to go along with her Desolator, and the Centaur to have his. And the mass TPs come towards the mid lane. The first TA trap's already going off, and Fada, he wants to get aggressive. Secondary TA trap, Ember, he's actually kind of jumped over the top of everybody, but here comes your jump in. Heavy damage. Grimstroke's dead very, very quickly, but man, that hoof stomp follow-up, combining with the Chen Suns, and now Afronet will join the fight as well. They're going to burn through the Templar Assassin. The Epicenter from 33 is half deep in the back lines, but not good enough. At least they get the kill onto FNG, and that gives time for TA to blink away, but Afro re-engaging in, finding Shaman. The Reaper Sight comes down, it's enough damage to kill the Ember through the side, but he still will fall nonetheless. And then Immersion realizes he is in a
It's going to be a dieback from Immersion. Both of these teams is to take a fight before Radiance is up, but TA had a Blink Dagger, so it goes for a Centaur, but overall, a big win for NIP. Now they're going to take a tier 1 tower on a mid lane, and
Peter pinged Roshan straight after, but I don't know if they want to go in there straight away. There's still tier 2 towers they can add pressure to. Alright, yeah, they do. They're gonna...
I mean, Rune is spawning. It could be a double damage on top. Let's see if Dota gods are merciful.
1. And what do we got? So regen bottom. The Hawk's trying to hide on bottom lane. He still has that radiance, but he can add pressure to the tier 2 tower. If they're gonna lose Roshan, they're gonna lose Roshan. Hawks is doing everything he possibly can to slow down that bear, and he can do a hell of a lot. He is Shaman. But Roshan, low on life. Here comes the Centaur. He'll need a blink right now if he wants to move forward, but the TA trap was going to stop that. They knew it, so it would have been potentially suicide.
It's really hard to approach Roche, especially when TA already set up the traps. Sanking was in a good spot, and he's not buying anything. He only has a Ring of Health. Now Necro has a Radiance, so with that Veil, that's going to amplify their damage so much.
They saw where Fada jumped. They just need some quick detection. They know where he's melted. Actually, they should know where he's melted. Actually, knows on the other side of the tree line. Burrow strike forward. Now the Soul Climb. Already the Ember disengaged. Yeah, that Observe Ward actually doesn't see perfectly through the tree line.
How many times, Toby, did I say that I hate Grimstroke, where you have no single target abilities, and I mean, you can see the downside.
6. I think we're on 6.
Stopped counting after 10. I don't know.
Well, I'm...
Probably because you're not listening to me.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't...
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm always listening. Raise your crane right there. I'm listening. What would you like to talk about?
Well, I can't say that on stream, but 8, 6, 20 minutes in, Bounty Runes are spawning in 20 seconds. Chen is getting closer towards his mech, so he's gonna amplify the heal, and they'll also have a Hand of God on top of it. But with that Aegis, NIP should start playing more aggressive. They have one Observer Ward on the bottom, which should out Chen, and it's going to be a 2-for-2 trade again in terms of bounties.
It's actually kind of a weird place for Gambit to fight. Like, I get the whole, like, control the bottom lane. You've taken out the towers in like the tier 1 mid, as well as the both of the tier 2s, the tier 1, tier 2s on bottom. But okay, maybe the wrap around mid they can move elsewhere, because this is where you know NIP will move. Ace, is there a side of Syrian Pain to try and slow him down? There is map stepping forward, Hope stop so quickly. Goodbye Necro, and a follow-up silence into Zuxa. He's trying to back off. Phantom's Embrace held up in position, and Hug Bear as well as Afro go to work.
That's exactly what they needed. They need to take control of their jungle, because they already took a tier 2 tower on bottom. There's nothing they can do. Even if they take a fight, there's no objectives they can take. So switch to top lane, farm up. There's a tier 1 and tier 2 tower.
So the walls they put down there, because obviously, like, do you keep your presence down there at all, or is it just so you understand we need to back off top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of these offlaners have full Pipe of Insight to mitigate the magical damage that both of these teams are heavy on.
And TA's got a BKB to work with as well. Undying's the one they're trying to initiate onto, coming down through the jungle. That Observe Ward sees the rotation. Rest of NIP 33 a little bit too short on Spyro strike in. They still kill on Undying. He's not gonna pop PP so long, 58 AP, but they finally get it on over on the side. Necro, he thought he could come out of the shrine, but it won't happen. 33 under Sentry Ward, under detection. He'll fall too. Amber getting back-to-back kills, and they're gonna get the bigger one. The Templar Assassin, she's got the Aegis Immortal, and BKB from Fada, the 10-second one one's gonna be burned. Can they get in an angle? That's what bears are good for, but the Hopstomp, oh, that'll work as well. Over into the Shaman and the Slap Fist to catch PPD. You're trying to stick around to help. And now there's 4 heroes lost to NIP and Gambit. What did they trade? Nothing.
Ace died twice in a row, which was gonna set him back so badly. Also, NIP lost the vision that they had in enemy jungle and around the shrines. They felt like they are safe in their own jungle. He TP'd and instantly died.
And that is NIP playing inside of Forgle war against Gambit, a team that wants to be aggressive. They got Lone Druid and Chen. They want to push you straight after as well, so it's punishing when you lose these fights. The Chen army has even been moved up so they can see the shrine area, so there's no way for NIP to say, okay, well, now we go for a wraparound. Yeah,
usually you have a problem when you're playing against this Shadow Shaman, a Tombstone, but with the Bear, with the Chen army, you can just easily focus it down.
Yeah, you just group up, right? Because at this point, Gambit, they know they can push, and it's kind of the upside. I can't even gonna say this. It's the upside of not having big abilities that sync with the Grimstroke, because everything's just so easy to spam out. Of course, you can always have Shaman, and that's easy to spam out too, but
FNG knows something is up, and this should get rewarded. Like this high ground, Observe Ward, and the Sentry, it's a play for a lot of the teams are losing the game. They know something is up. FNG is the one who's reading the map movement well, and they just smoked and they lost ages.
And it's the better thing though, because they put a secondary Observe Ward just to the south, so they still have so much information that wouldn't have been dewarded. Under the Observer and Sentry now, Gambit will run into NIP. The Hawkdog comes in. They want that initiating. Everyone Necro one, but the BKB is from he's able to stand his ground and kill off that center. Everyone just Delta splits back out. The back lines. FNG, a Serpent wants to follow, put him down with the Metal Strike attack, but after he's doing his own fight. Maybe he does. Heck, Suxka, yeah, she got enough control. Yep, Suxka does. And the strike down. Maybe to kill. Yep, they just walk up next to the Centaur to find the kill.
One, two,
Immersion will also go.
He's gone. They need to protect this Necrolite. In the previous fight, they couldn't get the Soul Rip off. Now they did, and they also focused the Phantom so he can get the spells off. If they can't kill it through initial burst, this Necro will pop a Ghost Shroud, even though they have a lot of magical damage, but he will also amplify the heal for himself and keep himself alive. After that, they still have no defensive items. Like Ember Spirit is all in. He has a Maelstrom, he has Veil.
Also, somebody shoot me for doing that mistake. I apologize again. Well, it's just like such an idiotic thing. Anyway, let me just pull myself out of my pit of depression and back to the game, which is at least leveled up. So entertainment is what's on the cards. We're actually pretty much like 2K. Like that's the swing that the net worth is moving up and down on. Looking for these 5-minute bounty runes. Gambit able to claim both the bottoms, both the tops will go to NIP, keeping things even Stevens.
Usually BKB is not the item that you want to get on Necrophos because it doesn't synergize with your Ghost Shroud since you can't pop it. But in this game, I think it's justified because of all the magical damage that they have, and basically they have no physical damage at all besides Bear hitting him. So
you're kind of weird though. It's like with the jump, if you don't get the BKB off right, at least like a Neon Disc will allow you to stay alive instantly when they go on you. But maybe it's too easy to trigger. Now NIP coming towards the mid lane, the tornado begins, and then the Hawkstomp catching out 33, sending through the Phantom's Embrace, keeping that SA side stuff with Soulbind as well. This one keep that damage arriving, doing some work, man. That damage, both the support just couldn't walk away from each other. Unwillingly bound. Gambit clean up the, well, what ended up looking like a support. It was a core and a support.
Yeah, that's
now mop up the
really
tombstone too.
Good fear from the Hawk there with the Bear. On top of Soulbind, of course. Fara, he's getting caught, has 8-second BKB to work with.
Still pretty confident. He's building to that Orchid. So they'll have some kind of answer to the Ember Spirit.
Yeah, he wants to cut into backlines and be able to either kill Ember Spirit or just completely lock down Grimstroke. Grimstroke does not have a defensive item.
I wonder if Ember starts thinking about building into like Lincoln's or something along those lines, because he's building a Shiva at the moment.
He has one queued up.
He needs an armor answer to TA.
Maybe he thinks that Centaur ulti plus a pipe Chen heal will keep him alive.
It sounds like a good argument to me. Sox has just backed himself up 33. Man, is he playing bait again? It does. Gilbara strike down, slide of fist. They've already got the Phantom's Embrace. Sox gonna throw over tree lines, able to get the hand up with the eagle, getting so much damage. Soul Rip, everything EPD can do to keep him alive is still enough. The Tombstone is dropped, but the bear moves forward to mop it up. EPD Soul Rip will keep it up a little bit longer. And a little bit's only a couple of seconds.
Yeah, that bear with Mask of Madness, once you put it on the Tombstone, he's just gone. The lanes, mid lane and bottom lane is in good position for NIP, but Gambit can take this tier 2 tower with the bit of force, and Roche is there.
And they already TP'd him to the bottom lane. He can clean up, and if he has a remnant up, I think he does, he can just jump back in. They find this opportunity. Oh, once again, support a little bit too far up. I think he was looking for the denial on the tower. There's not much other reason to be there. Either way, that's Gambit claiming a tower, claiming yet another kill, and with Roshan alive, they should be able to claim him as well.
I feel like Gambit is doing a way better job at warding and de-warding. This is what the FNG was always good with.
All right, NIP. 5-man smoke up. Who is the target? The Observer Ward is watching mid. That's the one thing they have. They watch blink up from Centaur. They know they've gone inside the jungle.
Sox about back. They thought they were gonna go into the Roche pit. They had no traps inside, and now they want to make something happen.
But there's no one there. All of Gambit's up on top lane. The Creep Wave will push in. Fire's gonna break smoke. So Gambit can ping this out and they'll know where they are. Shenzi making this movement in more high ground vision. And Fada wants to do mid tier 2 tower. The bear is nearby. So Mass Serpent Ward's okay. NIP's really committing to that now.
Gambit wants to fight. Gambit's gonna go for tier 3s because they saw, or they can go into Roche pit because they saw wards being used, and
that was a huge commitment for something which looked to be in the bag.
Tower. Yeah.
Like Mass Serpent wants at least hold the wave in position. But okay, Gambit back off. They let Ember deal with the mid lane. He still always leaves that remnant behind so he can stay with the rest of Gambit.
Roche is being pinged out, but they have no sentries inside, so this trap will scout him out.
There's your BKB for the Necro. So NIP may be feeling a little bit more confident.
Look at this, another Observer Ward. They can see every movement from NIP. I'm surprised that Gambit didn't use this and go straight into Roche pit, but this extremely farm bear, Roche dies so quickly. Arcane Rune, that's gonna be a really good one for Ember.
It's kind of funny to watch Ember Spirit actually change his item, mid item. He's got a Shiva's gun in his stash, and he's actually going now into, I think it's a like Lotus Orb.
He needs to have a defensive item. It's a pure item overall against the Shadow Shaman, against tanking. It also gives him the armor.
He can actually finish up the Shivas. He has the money for it. He just doesn't have any quick buy.
He decided to go for it because he saw Orchid on a TA. And it's kind of late to go for Evil Scepter right now.
Centaur has a fresh axe coming into the fight, and NIP, they are looking for it. The Hawk's got the bear on the front line, right on top of the TA traps, and so he's sitting in the tree line. The bear's looking for him, keeping the Radiance burn up. Ace is a long way up this lane as well. A quick slow from the Grimstroke. And they're starting the double tornadoes. Heading in towards the mid. Fada jumping onto the Dark Spear, looking for the hit, but in the backlines, Afro Ninja, he found his own target as PD's undying. They'll bounce him up. Now you'll stop. Double BKB's committed, and all they want to do is just get the hell out of here with that Aghanim speed. Goes straight up the hill, wasting the BKBs. Want to disengage. Down inside the trap. They can see him get back, but Afro needs to help out his teammate a little bit more. Fada is so isolated. Starts a heavy jump. The stuns, they just spirit him in, killing off Fada. He has buyback available, but he'll lose his entire team by the time he gets there. Necro will definitely be dead. Need to entangle at the end to kill him off, but
Centaur goes holding that ultimate so long, goes in, and with the high cast animation, baits, 2 BKBs, which is the most important thing because there's such a high magical damage on side of Gambit, and the user's ulti still dies, but they got 3 on side of NIP.
I love this from Gambit. Who cares about Roshan? You have tower pushes, force the buyback. If they don't buy back, you take mid-racks. And they've got 3 with them. The TA traps were not fully prepared to get rid of all of them. It's not healthy, but it gets close enough to make sure there's no backdoor protection. So Dahak, look at that. And he's ripping everything. 33 will burrow strike forward. Careful of detection. Buyback comes in from TA. Already retreating back out again. Gambit get what they want. Now they can remove the shrine, and this makes Roshan a lot more appetizing.
They're gonna go for a shrine so they can't approach from that side. BPD drawing on a minimap. They want to do a wraparound, but they're still not alive because Saksa bought back in the previous fight. Now he died. Also, they can just send the bear on the top lane, out push it. Bottom lane is in a good spot. And he knows that if they lose the next fight or the one near the Roche pit, they're gonna lose the game.
Shackle follow up. This is all on Mentor. They are bringing 5 heroes to kill off Half-Life. Stampede move through the trees. Right now, Greenpeace has a couple of complaints for him. The TA trap is right on the mark from Fada. They jump in, but no! Chen! He actually grabbed and pulled it out!
What a perfect timing, Toby. Keep going. Peppa Jam, let's go.
Oh, Kai, save me. Oh, boy. Gambit. That is beautiful. That is actually hilariously beautiful. And NIP, like, they gotta feel robbed. They feel totally robbed. Fada played it perfectly by seeing with the trap. He knew how far he went in. They tracked him through the trees. It still wasn't enough. Now a 4-man smoke on NIP. What do? Are they just going to go YOLO into Roshan? There's a tornado in there. If they start Roshan, it will be detected.
They also have a sentry ward prepared for the traps and for the sanking. Smoke from NIP.
Oh, we get to watch it again. Hit the run through the trees. Watch that pullback. Watch that pullback. And got him.
This is what happened. The trap gave him the damage, but it didn't cancel because he popped the pipe.
Not enough. Next level.
That's next level play right there.
Love it. So now the bear just keeps pressure on bottom lane. Gambit open up the map once more. They're pushing their advantage further and further ahead. 11,000 is now their gold lead.
Yeah, Sanking has a blink dagger, so he can initiate even with the Radiance. He can do the same thing, pop the pipe, and still get the good initiation with the Epi.
And they're trying to get vision control once again around this top part of the map. The army is waiting in the trees. That wild wing almost blends perfectly, but 33 is like, I see something pink in the trees. The jump begins over on the necro, follow up. It is just a stretch. I see like such 33 now gets the burrow strike. Look in the back lines. He's gonna be trapped in here. But and God, actually, you just step yourself away. Wait, get in, Roshan, Benji. He needs to get over the hill, but he could find a way out. And the slider gets so much damage. And now with the double random base, still up. Ace can BKB, but it feels way too little too late. Buyback on the undying. 33 comes in with the Epicenter. Follow-up silent, but support is there. They still can't find the kill. Ember Spirit was protected by the Glimmer Cape, and now the Lotus Orb is up. There's no way to initiate. A double kill for Dahak. They keep this rampage going. Gambit will just take the victory. Everyone from NIP is just having to buy back and burn it.
They need that Epicenter to win a team fight, and they are going for Ember Spirit, who's sitting on 37 armor and Lotus Orb. They also have a saving capability with that Glimmer Cape.
And if they don't take the flame guard off, like how are you meant to get through that? Like it's so much resistance. And goodbye, Roshan.
That's Cheese and Aegis. Half-Life's randomization, this game is perfect. No Crimson Guard because they don't have that much physical damage besides TA, and the spell, I mean the damage block does not work against the Shadow Shaman ward, so no point in going for it. So Hood, then straight into Aghanim Scepter right after the blink.
Yeah, and you've seen it how effective that's been.
Yeah, and they can always run from Tombstone, they can run from Shadow Shaman wards and choose a fight.
The 3-man TP out to the side shrine. they're going to actually find in a tree line. So Fada just picked himself forward. They saw Lone Druid for a moment. FNG was underneath the Observer and Sentry Ward, but the issue was over the side. It's Tahak who just brings his bear over, and this is where NIP, they had an idea. They wanted to come out and fight. The target they found, only half of their team was there to battle him.
The DD Ember Spirit with the Lotus Orb. There's no way he's tanked. Chen does not have ult right now.
His only issue is he doesn't have enough mana, so he's bottling up to what he can.
They have two strong frontliners. You have this Bear, you have a Centaur, and there's an Aghanim Scepter to reduce the incoming damage as well. God, sucks. Another buyback.
Another Mjolnir. Already up and running. X has a long range. Lotus Orb still protecting the bear, which is attacking the tower. They have lost their creep wave. NIP have no way to really get in behind it.
Lanes are in a good position, so they can commit.
Fada. I don't know if they see him over on the side. Mel striking towards the bed. Lotus Orbs are offering a lot of protection. Now the roots, it actually connects over on Fada. Soulbite 33 gets his bar strike forward, but it's over on the Centaur, shooting him down and away. The BKB's being burnt as again, Gambit, all he want to do is bait this out so they can just reinsert. Tombstone drop, BKBs, everything went from NIP, and Gambit just didn't fight. Nice up more than at least Epicenter were not used.
Yeah, the problem is NIP can't really out-push the lanes. They can't be on the side lanes. But the Gambit can push it with the Bear. They can have a hero TP and then Chen TPs them back.
The Bear's taking care of bottom lane right now.
That's the last Bear. He just re-summoned it.
Okay, so Tahak attacking with the Bear. TA tries to hit hard. Another horse down forward, going on the Necro. The Rush from 33 trying to create some more space with the fear. They're just running away, and that's not means they're not fighting. The Necro is down. Buybacks a bubble. Another Stampede going to work. Horse down forward. You can say goodbye to basically everyone from NIP. Afro is standing on top of the racks. Now they'll go back to objective-based gaming.
They just call it.
GG, right. This game is over. It was the bleed, the slow bleed of NIP. And they are now came up in a must-win series for them to give them the face-off they've been looking for against Alliance with that last slot at TI9. Everyone else is confirmed, but this one last slot has been battled for in this lower part of the lower bracket.
Yeah, I feel like NIP needed a playmaking hero that TA can play with, because Necro was farming a Radiance. You have Undying, who really can't move. Shadow Shaman had way too many deaths in this game, and they had a really good vision with the Chen, with the Bear, and the Embers